One of my absolute bugbears are people taking fairly basic analytics and calling it AI.
Can I ask you about AI washing? Okay, maybe in the SaaS world, this is probably more prevalent than most other places. What's the test you need to impose on how to judge something, whether it's real AI or whether it's not AI?
Oh, that's a great question. It's the level of autonomy or insight that it provides. So, as you say, one of my absolute bugbears are people taking fairly basic analytics and calling it AI. So, very simplistically, I'd put it into two buckets. AI. I think there's machine learning, of which there is still very much a role.
Yeah,
So this was very much what IBM did with Watson, which was how do you take a vast amount of information and codify it to give a better answer? There are some really good transformational things that have been done with that. One of the best examples is an initiative called EU Resist, which helps with the diagnosis and treatment of HIV patients by
yeah,
working out what drug combination to give an individual. And machines are just better at doing it because you can
yeah, sure.
keep updating them and they get better over time. I think what's really interesting where we are at the moment is as we move into large language models and the opportunity they provide there, it's a whole different way of thinking. You can ask it a question without specifically training it on that data because it's already seen the whole bolus of information. Because you've got that whole universe of information already within it, you can ask the question directly without having to pre-train it. Now,
Yeah,
there is an intermediate step about putting controls on that. But in essence, if it's one of those two, I'd call it AI.
right.
If
That's the Turing test or the Moore test. We got.
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think we're quite at the Turing test in many
Yeah.
instances yet.